Good morning. Let's talk through the character of Sheila Birling in An Inspector Calls. There are loads of great quotations for her, but these 5 are a really solid bunch if you're trying to understand her character development, her morality, and her role in the play. First up, from the opening stage directions, we're told Sheila is half serious, half playful. Now this is really telling, and it's quite a subtle one. Priestley is introducing us to Sheila before any of the chaos starts. This is before the inspector arrives, before the confessions, before the guilt kicks in. So why half serious, half playful? I think this shows us a few things. First, the obvious, she's quite young, quite bubbly, likes a joke, but she also has this thoughtful side. Now this quotation gives us a glimpse that there's more to Sheila than just being the happy fiancée in a pretty dress. The duality of half serious, half playful is interesting because it mirrors how Sheila develops throughout the play. At the start, she's playful. She teases Gerald about last summer. She gets excited about the ring. She's happy to be celebrating. But by the end of the play, she's serious. She's grown up, she's mature, thoughtful, even angry. So this quotation foreshadows her development. It also sets her apart from her parents, especially Mrs. Birling, who's all serious all the time. Priestley gives us a hint early on that Sheila is capable of both lightness and depth. She's a character that will and does change. Next, let's talk about her moral compass. Sheila says, "These girls aren't cheap labour, they're people." And this is one of the most famous Sheila quotes and probably one of the clearest signs of her early empathy. This line comes really early, before she even knows who Eva Smith is or how she herself is involved. So she's not saying it out of guilt or to save her own skin, she genuinely believes it. The word cheap here is key. It links straight to Mr. Birling's capitalist mindset. He doesn't see workers as people, he sees them as a cost, a business expense. And Priestley uses Sheila to challenge that. She rejects that idea. She sees workers, particularly women, as human beings, people with feelings and needs and rights. There's a massive contrast between this line and her father's earlier rant about lower costs and higher prices. This quote also shows us the difference between generations. Priestley shows us that the younger generation, people like Sheila and Eric, are more open-minded, more compassionate, and more willing to change. Sheila doesn't just accept what her father says as gospel, she challenges him. And this is one of the first moments where we see her standing up for her own beliefs, challenging the status quo. The idea that working class girls aren't just tools for profit, but actual people. It's a key socialist message from Priestley, and he uses Sheila to deliver it. Now this next one is such a good metaphor. Sheila says, "He's given us the rope so that we'll hang ourselves." She's talking about the inspector here, and it shows us that Sheila is starting to understand how the inspector operates. He doesn't come in and lecture them all straight away. He lets them confess one by one. He already knows the truth, but he gives them a chance to reveal it themselves. The rope metaphor is brilliant. Think about what it means to give someone the rope to hang themselves with. It's about allowing someone to walk into their own downfall. It shows that Sheila is quite perceptive. She gets the inspector's technique, and more importantly, she understands that they're all going to be held accountable for what they've done. It's quite a dark image as well, isn't it? Hanging suggests death, punishment, or justice, and it reflects Sheila's growing awareness that what they've done is seriously wrong. This is a far cry from the Sheila we met at the start, who was half serious, half playful. Now she's all serious. The metaphor also suggests guilt. They're not being framed or tricked. They're being given the chance to tell on themselves. And it highlights the theme of confession and responsibility, two huge ideas in the play. Sheila is the one who really understands this. She's not just reacting emotionally anymore, she's figuring things out, reading between the lines, and her character is really growing here. The next one is when Sheila calls out her parents. She says, "The point is, you don't seem to have learned anything." This is towards the end of the play, after it's been suggested that the inspector might not have been a real inspector. Mr. and Mrs. Birling start relaxing and laughing and basically acting like everything's fine. But Sheila's furious. She knows what's really important isn't whether the inspector was real, it's what they've done. And the fact that her parents are brushing it off shows that they've learned absolutely nothing. Now this line is important because it shows Sheila taking the moral high ground. She's become the moral voice in the play. She almost replaces the inspector once he's left. Which is especially significant considering that earlier she was the one who got a girl sacked out of jealousy. Her transformation is one of the most dramatic in the whole play. The phrase, "you don't seem to have learned anything," is quite damning. It tells us that Priestley is using Sheila to represent the hope for the future of society. The younger generation who can admit when they've done wrong. They can learn from it and they can change. And in contrast, the older generation cling to their privilege and refuse to accept blame. Sheila is trying to pull them into a new way of thinking. And this idea of learning is central to the play. It's why the inspector came in the first place, to teach them a lesson. And the younger characters are the only ones who actually take it in. And the final quote that I've picked out is this one. "I know I'm to blame, and I'm desperately sorry." This is one of the clearest examples of Sheila taking responsibility. Let's break it down. First, the "I know" part. There's no hesitation. She's not trying to shift blame or downplay what she did. Compare that to her mother saying, "I accept no blame at all." Or Mr. Birling trying to change the subject anytime he gets called out. Or, when he says, "Look, Inspector, I pay thousands." Sheila faces it head on. "I know I'm to blame" is powerful. It shows growth and self-awareness and a willingness to admit fault. The next part, "I'm desperately sorry," shows real emotion. She's not just sorry because she got caught or because the inspector's scary. She's desperately sorry. That adverb desperately adds weight. She's full of regret and it seems genuine. This quote is actually a really useful one to show Sheila's character arc. At the start, she's immature and a bit self-centered, but here she owns up. She takes responsibility, and she's one of the only characters who actually learns from the experience. Priestley uses her to show that change is possible, and that the younger people are the key to building a better society after World War II. If more people reacted like Sheila does, he's saying, maybe society would be fairer, kinder, and more equal. And wouldn't that be beneficial for everyone? So overall, Sheila is one of the most interesting characters in the play. She starts off playful, a bit shallow, a bit spoiled, but by the end, she's grown up. She understands the inspector's message, she challenges her parents, and she genuinely regrets her actions. Priestley uses Sheila to represent the hope of a better future. A future where people take responsibility and care about others. Whether you see her as a role model or not, she's clearly one of the most changed characters by the final curtain. And that's all for today. I hope that was helpful. Subscribe for more GCSE English videos. Thanks for watching and happy revising.